How do you know if you've forgiven someone? True forgiveness does not mean that you have to let them off the hook with no accountability. The true fact is, forgiveness demands an authenticity of acknowledging the hurt and the wrong. You say, why have we got to do that? Let me tell you why. Because you cannot truly forgive what you're still lying to yourself about. How can you truly forgive something if you know you're just making believe it doesn't hurt? So what does it mean to forgive then? Let me share. Hurt comes to you when something happens to you. Two things happen. God judges what they did to you. So never think that someone's got away with it, because if you believe in God, God will sort it out. But another thing happens too. God also judges how you respond. Because we have to check the way that we respond, and being ignorant to it or letting it go doesn't help us. It makes the matter worse. We need to be careful. Two things. Be mindful that God judges them, but He judges you. We got to be careful how we deal with our forgiveness. When Joseph now gets ready to reveal himself to them, he does something. When he dealt with his brothers was before him, and did you know what he did? He sent away all the guards. Come out of the room. Everybody else that wasn't the people that offended him, he sent them out of the room. Joseph decides that he's going to do this in private, because it's a private matter. It's between his brothers, the offenders, and him, the offendee. He decides to do it in private, and Joseph didn't want all and sundry to hear what had gone on between the two. Everyone doesn't need to know about your offense. See, we got a habit of telling everybody, but everybody doesn't need to know. Healing doesn't come from all that. Healing comes from a private conversation between the two, or the offendee and offender. When you don't repeat the offenses to other people, healing begins. When we go around telling everybody what she did and what he did, and healing doesn't come through that. When we stop repeating it to everybody and regurgitating all the hurt, healing starts to come. The first deliberate decision is when you decide that some things are between yourself and the offendee. We've got to figure out a way how to make it just between me and you, the offendee and the offender. Now, if you feel that you need to tell someone, because we've been teaching that people forever now, you need to share, you need to offload and all this stuff. If you feel that you need to tell everybody or tell somebody about what was done to you, I pray and hope that you'll do the right thing. Bow your head, get on your knees, and tell the Father. If your response is to go public and tell everyone, then I'm telling you today, God judges you as well. This morning, the second thing I want you to know, forgiveness does not seek revenge and is not resentful about your blessings. So let us be careful. I learned a lesson, and I hope you can get something from the lesson too, is that God told me, Owen, pray for them. Pray for them. You know, those that despitefully use you, the ones that hurt you, the ones that broke you, those that teared you apart. First point of connection, first point of healing, pray for them. We become free. We may understand that some people may never say sorry. There are some people that will never, ever say sorry. We must accept that some people may never, ever pay the price that we think they should pay. And that's what bothers us most of the time, you know, because we think they should be punished, remembering we're not the judge. Why? Because ultimately, the one who does the judging and the sentencing is not you, and it's not me. Before you take this bread and wine, if you have something against someone, you should put it right. And did you know that it actually says, when we start to read it, because we don't read it, we always cut that part off for some reason. He said, that's why some of you are sick and some of you are dead, because you never put it right. One of the biblical definitions for forgiveness is when we can trust God to deal with those that have hurt us and release ourselves from the need to seek our own vengeance and our own retribution.